Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm talking about animal fur use in the fashion industry. So each year, 50 million animals are raised and killed on fur farms. 300 of these fur farms are in the United States, 100 in Canada, and multiple more in other countries. So my main claim today is that the use of real animal fur in fashion is unnecessary. First, real fur can be easily replaced by like synthetics and faux furs. Second, faux fur is less expensive, and third, faux fur is more diverse than the actual fur. So faux fur today has become more realistic looking and which makes real fur harder to identify. According to WiseGeek, according to WiseGeek, there are actually few weather conditions that call for wearing actual real fur. The only places you will really need to wear real fur is basically up north and way down south, up in the snowy weather conditions. Even in these areas, new synthetic materials are often preferred. So the cost of the fur is less expensive when buying faux fur. It is cheaper for the company to switch because it saves them a lot of money. And also when manufacturing, it would be cheaper to put out into garments, and which the consumers can buy them for less, which is great. The diversity in using faux fur, there's lots of possibilities in the designs. Like you can make them short fur, long fur, and then you can even make it like hot pink and it still looks real. With real fur, you can't really experiment on it. So in an article of how products are made, fake furs are more durable and resistant to environmental assaults. In fact, some are even labeled hand washable. So in conclusion, faux furs can easily replace the real fur, and it's also less expensive and more diverse than real animal fur in fashion.
All right, well, I think you did find a claim of fact here finally on whether or not it's necessary. The argument, for instance, that for warmth purposes it's not necessary, you make this claim that that real fur is only required at the extreme poles. And okay, I hear you make that claim, and what I'm waiting for is the follow-up evidence that shows that synthetic furs, for instance, can keep people warm in other climates that don't, where we're not freezing our buns off 24 hours a day at minus 400 or whatever the temperatures are, minus 120. I mean, some ridiculous number at the poles that's really low. For instance, people living in the northern part of the United States or in Canada who go through some pretty cold winters, often the temperatures are well below zero. if you can show that synthetics are perfectly acceptable in those places, then I think you've got a stronger argument. And I didn't really hear information on that. I heard your claim on that, but I didn't hear any data on that. And that was a problem on some of the other points, too. I heard claims about the cost issues, and I heard claims about their utility, but I didn't hear much citation of information on those points. There was one that you did do provide a citation on, and that was the durability of the fur and its utility, and you mentioned, for instance, that it can even be wash and wear. So I thought that, and you had a source citation on that. So that was the one piece of information that I thought clearly had some good evidence on it. The rest of it, it feels like I'm getting general claims about this, but the grounds are not being supported as well as they need to be. It's nicely organized in the body of the speech. I think you do a pretty good job talking to the audience. You did the right thing, kind of trying to keep the claim fairly narrow so that your points address that particular point. I'm not sure that's where the big part of this controversy, get out there somewhere, I'm looking around, sorry. I'm not sure that that's where the big controversy is on this issue. It's more value-based issue that you're talking about, but because it's a claim of fact that you have to do, you kind of had to narrow it down a little bit. And I thought you did okay trying to find the narrow area, but you need to cite the evidence on that a little more specifically. All right.